a man of 70-something years, Mr. Clovis Kellman, to the podium. Mr. Kellman, blessings on you. Come to the podium, sir.
Hey, this one for the people. 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 'Cause we got to fight for we country. Fight for we country. Fight for we country. Fight for we country. What we need to come together. What we need to
Good night, Taitt Hill.
Good night, Clovis.
Good night, Top Cottage. I pause for a moment just now because certain relatives and friends of mine have died lately. So I took that moment, not that I don't know what to say, because I have a lot to say. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you onto the ship of the Barbados Labour Party that is sailing, not sinking, that is sailing. I want to also thank the good people within the hearing of the sound of my voice in this area. I have been with Glenn Clark all of his parliamentary life. And I have walked and I have talked to all of you people somehow, sometime or the other. And asked you for your support for Glenn Clark. My job is easy. Here tonight, I come to ask you for that support. To be transferred, transported in some way to Miss Toni Moore. When I first met Toni Moore, she was the union rep for an establishment for which I was working. And I called her one side and I said, Toni, I am going to make you a prediction. I told Toni that you would be the next boss, the next representative of the people to take over from Sir Roy. And I told her, you have to make yourself ready because time could be short in these instances. My words were not in vain. So tonight, I want all of you people to praise yourself and be happy to know that you have a party that cares. We brought a representative that cared for 26 years. And now, management is about succession. A lot of people do not understand that management is about succession. So my goodly Prime Minister saw down the succession line that she needs to adjust the batting order for the times that are coming ahead. Because right now we live in uncertain times. And we do not want reactive management. We do not want situational management. We do not want surprise management. We want proactive management. So the Prime Minister has brought to you Toni Moore to replace Glenn Clark. Do not be afraid. All is not lost, I assure you. I have spoken to Glenn a lot. And I have spoken to Miss Moore not so much. But I can assure you that their paths are direct and on the same course. Their compasses are trimmed and they are on the road to taking us to success day after year, despite the circumstances with which we face. I want to tell you, in putting my case for labor up front and center, Ms. Moore is more than capable. Because when you run in a race to represent people, it's important that you have a track record. You need to be able to say to your people, I care. I have walked your walk, and I have seen your distress. That is why I am offering my help. From the place where she sits in the union, she is accustomed to representing thousands of people and speaking for thousands of people all over Barbados, all over the West Indies, and all over the world. So we in St. George North have an easy job. Put her in the forefront of the decision-making process so that she would be able to say, Prime Minister, too rough for my people, too not sufficient for my people, up front and center, so that your benefits will be coming up front and center, because the voice of the representation that you have is right there at the top. Do not be scared by the naysayers. The world is full of naysayers. And if you follow naysayers, you will get nowhere. That's what I mean. Naysayers keep you back. You ever see when you have a little small group of 20, they only got 4 or 5 that are willing to work? And everything that those 4 or 5 do, the 15 others that are not working are willing to tell you, oh, this wrong, the other wrong. Criticism is easy. Constructive management progress is hard. That is why we need good, strong, intelligent, hard-working people to carry our banner. And that is what we have here in the Barbados Labour Party. Ladies and gentlemen, be not afraid. The course is rough. But we have the people to carry it through. We have a captain. You know how long we waited for a lady to lead us through our turmoils? And you know when she came, what happened? All 30 went down. All 30 went down. So we are not distracted by the naysayers. When you are out front and you are running your race, don't look back. Keep running till you feel the tape on your breast. And you know that there's no one in front of you then but the tape. That is our duty. And we take along our people with us. We are not scared. All of those people who might be on the fringes and are doubtful, we invite you to come on to the caravan of love of the Barbados Labour Party, and we will accept you with gracious hands and loving hearts. Because a lot of you might not realize that the BLP stands for the Better Loving People. We will never let you down. We will always fight your fight, because your fight is our fight, and we will not be weary in doing good. We will never be weary in well-doing, because that is the command from our master above. And the people of the Barbados Labour Party, we are not distracted by noise. Noise comes from all angles, around, up top, crossway. Don't mind the opposition. They have their job to do. I ain't mentioning much about them, because like I say, I've been accustomed to being in the counting house. And years ago, all I used to be hearing is Clark, 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 Clark. What I want you kind people to do for me is November the 11th. On that counting night, when we start to count, all I want to hear is more, 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 and more, more, more. So don't be confused by the noise around. I have walked these streets with many a politician. I have spoken on many a platform. And I'm telling you tonight, Tony Moore is one of the more natural leaders and people-centered candidates I have known. She is not only a hard worker, but she genuinely cares about the people. I have gotten good feedback from the voters, and they say to me they admire and appreciate the manner in which Ms. Moore dealt with them and relate to them on their doorsteps and in their homes. Most of them like what she had to say and how she followed up what she had planned. And in many instances, she listened to them and have not come to this constituency with an arrogant and know-all attitude and mentality. So I am appealing to my fellow voters in St. George North not to be distracted by those noises you hear. Many might be here for just 2 weeks or a month, and then they're gone like a fly-by-night, 2 minutes venture. But look for the candidate that is here for the long haul. Therefore, we have to decide to choose who we want to be in that position to fight for us. I want to make it clear that you want someone who could get things done in your best interest. And I submit to you that Ms. Moore is that person. You don't have to go and look anywhere else, because when you have the talent within your group, you are satisfied that with her qualification and experience, she can do the job with which we want to support her to do. And I have no doubt that Mr. Glenn Clark would have seen a lot of interest in Ms. Moore, so that he could say, although I was coming up to the end, I'm happy to see that someone can take over from me, from which I have no regrets, because she is a determined person. And like I said, from the first time I met her, I realized how determined she was as a person. When she has a point, she is not going to let it go. And that is the point that labor needs, a strong voice. And just like I made that prediction when I first saw her, I have another prediction for her. Notice I said for her. I would not give it to you tonight, but I will give it to her. And she can reveal it to you if she wants to. But I would like to give her all the support I can. And I'm begging all of you, when you go home, tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody, those that are voting age and those that are not, because those that are not got to come up to the plate sometime. Tell her that we have found in St. George North a representative who can ably and faithfully take over from Mr. Glenn Clark. After his 6 terms and his 26 years in office, people say he has not done anything for St. George. Well, if you want to hear a lie, that is lie. Go up top, go ahead and look around and see how many things that you can see that were never there before. And let me tell you something. I do not back losers. Glenn lost one election. And I wasn't in it. That was the first. And I told him, Glenn, when I am with you, I am going to the end to make sure that you are successful. And Miss Moore, you have no fear. I am going to take up that mantle for you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, all of you in this crowd, I know I have the reds with me, but I want the pinks, the whites, and the blues to come over and join the campaign of the Barbados Labour Party and see how welcoming and how friendly it is to be on this side. We have people of tenacity and purpose, people of strength and gratitude, kindness, greatness, character, all sorts of ability. But we always encapsulate that with humility. That is the success of the Barbados Labour Party handed down to us from our great forefather, Sir Herbert Grantley Adams. Do not forget the voice of Labour started in the Barbados Labour Party years ago. In those days, when you wanted representation, you had to organize the labor, to bring them into one fold so that we can go and speak with one loud voice. One time I came across a friend of mine, and he was a strong supporter of the Democrat Labour Party. And he said, you know, now the BLP in power are suffering. And before I could say anything, my good friend that was on my right said to him, when the DLP did in power, you had nothing. You might have money in your pocket. Now you got 2 houses, you got 2 cars, you got 2 vans. You still want money in your pocket? Well, if you broke, you can see where the money went. That is what I always encourage people, especially the young people. When you start to work, build an asset. The asset will give you returns, and in turn, even although you might not have the liquid cash in your pocket, you will have an asset that could be easily converted into cash and to help your tomorrows not to be as rainy as they normally would if you didn't provide for it. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure having you as my audience. I would like to have you again as my audience if the time permit. Because over here, one of the things you will learn, we are timely and we operate on a timeline because everything is time-bound. You have to do it at the right time, at the right place. That is why I'm begging you to put Miss Moore at the right time, at the right place, in the House of Assembly, so that she can advance the causes of labor for you and all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, and would-be friends, I thank you. God bless you, and good night.